Hi guys, it's Marcy Fiorillo here, and today we are going to work through Chapter 6 in your Illustrator text, Color and Painting. In the lesson this week, you're going to learn how to understand color modes and the main color controls, create, edit, and paint with colors using a variety of methods, name and save colors and build a color palette, work with color groups, use the color guide panel and the edit colors recolor artwork features, copy paint and appearance attributes from one object to another, create and paint with patterns, and work with live paint. This lesson is pretty long, so make sure you allow yourself enough time to thoroughly work through it. It's got lots of information. You'll also discover how to create and paint fills and strokes, use the color guide panel for inspiration, work with color groups, recolor artwork, create patterns, and more. Now, the first thing you need to understand when working with color in Illustrator is that it's important to keep in mind the medium in which the artwork will be published. Will it be a printed piece, or will it be something that you see on a website? The colors you create need to be described in the correct way for the medium. This usually requires that you use the correct color mode and color definitions for your colors. There are two types of color modes. The first one is CMYK. The CMYK stands for cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, which are the four colors of inks that are used in process printing. These four colors are combined and overlapped in a screen pattern to create a multitude of other colors. You will select this mode when you are having a printed artwork. RGB, which is red, green, and blue, are added together in various ways to create an array of colors. You're going to select RGB color mode when your artwork will be seen online, like on the internet. When you're creating a new document, you'll get the chance to select your color mode in the File New panel that pops up. It's at the bottom under Advanced, and you'll choose which color mode you want to use. Now what this does is it will eliminate some of the other color palettes that you can choose from. For example, if you choose CMYK, you're not going to get RGB colors to choose from to paint in your Illustrator file. So let's look at the main color controls. You can open up your file, or you can just follow along with me. Objects in Illustrator can have a fill, a stroke, or both, as we've seen. At the bottom of your tool panel, you will see the boxes that control fill and stroke. For example, if I use my selection tool and I select this first little graphic tree in our example, I'll go down to the color boxes in my toolbox, and you'll see that the fill is this color and there is no stroke. Now, if I want to change that, whichever of these boxes is on top is what I will be changing. For example, right now the fill is on top, so if I choose a different color up here in my control panel, I will change the fill. However, if I choose the stroke and bring it forward and then choose a color, you'll see that it will give the color to the stroke. You can also control both of those up here, but notice there are now two boxes up here that you can change the color on. Just like most things in Illustrator, there are lots of different ways to do the same thing. It all depends on what you're most comfortable with. So we've already looked at the toolbox and how we can change colors of the stroke and fill attributes. We've looked at the control panel, and when you have an object selected, you'll notice that it will be specific to that object. However, you can also choose colors from over here with your other windows. The color window, color panel displays the current fill and stroke of the selected content. You can just click within this bar to change the color. Notice there's none, black and white, already selected up here for you. If you choose Color Guide, it will give you inspiration of what colors are perhaps analogous or complementary to the color that you already have selected. And there's a whole section on that in your chapter where you can experiment with that. So if you're not good with color schemes or you don't quite understand them, this is a great panel for you that will help you choose colors that are appropriate and go together. You can also click on the swatches panel, and there you will see colors that are loaded. You can load other swatches by clicking on the options and open up different swatch libraries down here. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to work with Live Paint. The Live Paint lets you paint vector graphics intuitively by automatically detecting and correcting gaps that might otherwise affect the application of fills and strokes. Paths divide the drawing surface into areas which can be colored, whether the area is bounded by a single path or by segments of multiple paths. Painting objects with Live Paint is like coloring in a coloring book or using watercolors to paint a sketch, and the underlying shapes are not edited. To create a Live Paint group, first you're going to select all of the objects that you want to be in the group. So I'm going to click on them and hold down the Shift key to get all of these trees. Notice when I move my cursor over different parts of the drawing, a red outline goes around that drawing. That means that's what you'll be coloring. So I will click on a color in my swatches panel over there in the color guide and click into the part that I want to be filled in with that color. Now this tree is actually on top of the tree behind it, so I'm going to click in there as well. For this tree, I want to change color, so I'm going to go up and I'm going to click on a different color. Notice the swatch appears as a little square above my Live Paint tool. I will click in the tree and it fills it in. Once again, I want to change the color and color this tree that's in front of these two trees behind. So I'm going to find a swatch in my swatches, or you can use a color guide or the color panel to choose your colors. And then I'm going to click in the parts of the tree that I want to be colored in, which are actually all of them. I'll go up and I'll change my swatch again and click on just this part, because as you can see this tree is in front of that one. I'm going to go up and find a new color, and I'm going to click in this one and this one. Again, there's lots more covered in the chapter, so make sure you spend some time working through it, and I will see you next time.